And if we found out that there is one non-pro rider of a TNC that was accredited, we will ask the TNC to show cause and explain bakit siya nag-accredit ng isang driver which is not a professional. It is the lookout of the TNC. Tao nila yan, sir.
Mr. Jacinto, parang kumuha ka ng bato, pinukpok mo sa ulo mo. Fair mo na.
Mr. Meron po kasi nakakarating sa aking balita, other TNCs po, hindi
Mention mo yung pangalan.
pro kayo. So, ang sabi po sa kanila, inaalaw naman kami dito sa isang TNC, but sa inyo
Anong pangalan nun isang TNC?
Angkas po, Angkas.
Oh, okay. Angkas. You raised your hand.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Sasubmit po kami sa LTFRB po sa kagustuhan din ng TWG to comply po dun sa mga gusto nila mangyari. However, Mr. Chair, sana po ay mabigyan din pansin no, yung amin din dinudunog na sana po lahat po ng tumatakbo sa MC Taxi especially no, sana po naka-pro license. Kasi meron pong naka-non-pro na nakakapagpatakbo po sa MC Taxi, number 1. Number 2, yung area specified po sa amin is Metro Manila, Cebu, and CDO. Hindi ko po alam kung bakit merong ibang MC Taxi na lumalabas po dun sa area of coverage po na stated po dun sa guidelines. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
Okay. So motorcycle taxi riders nakakapagmaneho, pinapayagan na non-prof ang lisensya. That shouldn't happen.
Mr. Chair, may I be recognized on that issue? It's a primordial requirement na pag inaccredit mo ang isang driver for a public utility vehicle, dapat professional ang driver's license mo. And that is up to the TNC to first inspect. Dahil sila po, rider po nila yon. But thank you for telling me that. We're going to evaluate now all the applicants. And if we found out that there is one non-pro rider of a TNC that was accredited, we will ask the TNC to show cause and explain bakit siya nag-accredit ng isang driver which is not a professional. It is the lookout of the TNC. Tao nila yan, sir.
Mr. Jacinto, parang kumuha ka ng bato, pinukpok mo sa ulo mo.
Mr. Chair, we are proud to say na lahat po ng aming riders ay naka-pro license po. And if ever po, naka-non-pro po ang rider, lalong-lalo na po yung mga nasa habal-habal na sector.
Fair mo na.
Meron po kasi nakakarating sa aking balita, other TNCs po, hindi
Mention mo yung pangalan. Go ahead. Go ahead, mention the name.
So, meron po
para maging petay rito.
So may nakakarating po report sa amin na kasi po may mga nag-a-apply sa amin from other TNCs na pumupunta ng Movit, gusto mag-apply. So meron pong nakikita namin, sinasabi namin hindi po pwede itong tanggapin namin dahil po naka-non-pro kayo. So ang sabi po sa kanila, inaalaw naman kami dito sa isang TNC, but sa inyo
Anong pangalan nun isang TNC?
Angkas po, Angkas.
Oh, okay. Angkas. Oh, Angkas. Paano yan? Inaalaw pala ninyo.
Boss, Mr. Chairman, gloves off na po ba? Kasi I assure you, Mr. Chairman, wala pong katotohanan yan. And sana po maging prudent po yung mga tao na to not commit any type of slander, especially in a public hearing like this. Kasi we're in fact working with the LTO po. Meron po tayong non-pro to pro program. In which case we actually teach the non-professionals on how to apply for a professional license. But we do not accept po anybody in a motorcycle taxi na non-pro. On top of that po, Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to point out, yung TESTA certification po ng motorcycles as a business, ang Angkas po ang gumawa ng curriculum. At yung pong mga TESDA ng mga trainers, kami po yung nagtitrain. So we take safety very seriously. And the accusation po that we have non-pro license is quite ridiculous and quite concerning, especially coming from a fellow participant. No? Pare-pareho lang po tayo dito na sumusunod, nagsiservisyo. Sana po walang ganong klaseng mga siraan.
Okay, I just want to be fair as well. I just want to be in the middle. Nakarating sa kanyang sumbong, ibig sabihin may nagsusumbong. Hindi naman niya siguro out of the blue gagawa siya ng ganong klaseng istorya lang. So meron talaga mga nakapagsabi sa kanya na gusto lumipat sa kanila na doon sa kabila, okay lang. dito pala sa inyo, kailangan pala professional driver's license.
Sana po masubstantiate yun kasi
Yun lang nga lang.
yun nga po. So pwede pong gumagawa-gawa po siya ng storya, hindi po natin alam.
Pwedeng gumagawa, pwedeng hindi.
Pwede rin pong hindi.
Yes.
Pero I can assure you in our platform, 100% lahat po naka-pro
Okay,
license.
FTO, wala ba kayong pwedeng gawing monitoring system na para ma-ensure ito pong mga driver sa angkas, sa Movit, lahat ay professional driver. Wala ba yung parang mag-enroll? They have to enroll from now on na mag-enroll ka kung gusto mo maging driver ka ng angkas and then magpakita kang registration mo and then bibigyan ng certificate yung rider na yon ng LTO para hawak-hawak niya parang certificate na allowed na siya mag-drive para sa angkas man o sa Movit o sa Lalamove for that matter. Wala ba kayong ganun sistema? Can you put something in place? Something like that?
Mr. Chair, morning po. Mr. Chair, meron po kaming memorandum circular na inisyu nung July 2, 2024 which states that pursuant to the circular 2024-001 of the TWG, required po na yung mga participants sa MC Taxi should be a professional driver's license. Yung pong pag-convert ng non-pro to professional, meron na po tayong proseso na in place po dyan at kailangan po nilang dumaan ulit sa training which nabanggit po ni Mr. Royeca. Nakipag-coordinate po sila sa amin para po yung mga ibang riders po nila or mga nag-a-apply pa lang is matulungan po natin na mag-professional po.
Yun nga po yung sinasabi ko. So, there you go. So, i-require nyo po lahat ng nasa MC kapag yung driver nila or yung applicant nila para maging rider nila nag-a-apply, isang step doon ay pumunta sa LTO, mag-register. Para yung LTO mag-evaluate kung ito ba ay driver's license niya ba ay green or red or bad ang record nito. Siguro kailan ng training tulad ng sinabi mo. Something like that. So merong monitoring, papasok kayo rito para sa regulation.
Yes po, Mr. Chair. Sumulat po kami sa LTFRB kay Chairman Guadis asking for the list of drivers po
Good.
ng bawat TNC. In fact, pati po yung vehicle, ano po yung mga kasali dahil kasama po doon sa MCing nabanggit ko, bukod sa dapat professional driver's license po, may plaka po dapat po yung TNC.
Okay.
Kaya hiningi po namin sa LTFRB, we will follow it up po para kung meron po tayong nakita na tao na participants na non-pro po siya, tutulungan po natin mag-pro or isoshokos po natin yung we will recommend to the TWG.
Well, before tulungan nyo yung rider, dapat kailangan masanction nyo yung owner
Yes.
ng company.
Yes, yes, Mr. Chair. We will coordinate with TWG kay Chairman Guadis po para po ma-issue po nila yung appropriate shokos po doon po sa nag-onboard nung tao na hindi naman po professional driver's license holder.
Okay. Sige. Meron ka pang gustong idagdag, ano? Mr. Jacinto?
Wala na po, Mr. Chair. Okay na po ako.
Ikaw, Mr. Rieka, gusto mong gumanti?
Hindi na po. Pero Mr. Chair, may I lang
Yes, sir.
make a
sir.
manifestation. Ano po, Mr. Chair, I think napakaganda po ng hearing na to. And I really support and commend that you facilitated this hearing, especially since ang tagal na po rin talaga namin naghihintay for the prevailing law. In the meantime po, Mr. Chair, may I suggest, yun po yung request ko po in several town halls with the President and also with Secretary Jimmy Bautista, na sana po yung motorcycle taxis po or motorcycle maging part na po ng National Transport Plan. Kasi pag naging part po siya ng National Transport Plan, doon pa lang po sa planning stage, katulad ng mga roads, infrastructure, route rationalization, nakasama na po yung motorcycle at hindi po siya by the way. Na pag natapos na po yung National Transport Plan, doon po pa lang nakikipag-coordinate kung ano po yung pwedeng representation ng mga TODA at ng mga motorcycle. So kung pwede lang po kahit wala pa po tayong batas, baka makasali na po kami sa conversation dun sa mga plano pang national regarding po motorcycles and transportation. Yun lang
That's
po,
right.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah, DOTR should look into that, right? Okay. Now, yeah, Meron pa itong mga gusto magsalita. SM Malls, represented by Attorney Ronhel Bin Papa. Is he still here? Or okay, Mr. Attorney Papa.
Good
sir.
afternoon, Mr. Chair. Regarding the prohibition on mall-wide sales, we are coordinating closely with the MMDA in order to alleviate the traffic conditions on our malls situated in the EDSA thoroughfare, sir.
And siguro, recommendation ko po dyan sa SM, huwag niyo pagsabay-sabay yung mall-wide sales niyo. Dapat merong schedule. Kunyari ikaw sa SM Mega Mall, itong araw na ito, ikaw naman sa North EDSA, itong araw. Di ba? Huwag sabay-sabay. Magkakabulbul tayo pag pinagsabay-sabay nyo. Diyan nagkakaproblema tayo. Mall of Asia, ibang araw. Kasi kung minsan napapansin ko, pinagsabay-sabay nyo eh.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we are always looking into it and
No, don't look into it. Do it.
yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Chair, we will implement that, sir.
Thank you. And then dapat MMDA, make sure they will implement that. Kasi pag nagkakasabay-sabay, left and right, doon nagkakabulbul ang traffic. Kaya dapat sa MMDA, huwag payagan. So do they ask for a permit from MMDA bago sila mag-worldwide sales? Mag-sales, especially mga nasa EDSA?
Mr. Chair, we
Sir.
just asked them at least 2 weeks to give us yung traffic management plan para alam
Pero
namin.
nagsasabi sila na magkakaroon sila ng mall-wide sale.
Yes po.
Okay.
Ang inaano namin at least 2 weeks before makapag-set ng meeting kasi magbibigay din kami ng public announcements, advisories, at maplanong maayos yung smooth flow ng traffic within their vicinity. Kaya humihingi kami ng traffic management plan at para alam din namin ilan ang i-augment naming traffic enforcers
Correct.
na katuwang ng kanilang mga mall security guards.
And then at the same time, make sure ninyo na hindi magkakasabay-sabay ang mga malls. Kasi dapat meron kayong ganong klaseng sistema, monitoring. Kasi pag pinagsabay-sabay nyo siya, sabi ko, magkakabulbul ang traffic sa buong Metro Manila. It will take 5-6 hours para maka-uwi.
Yes, Mr. Chair, and they also recognize the fact that kapag may mga malalaking mall-wide sales talaga, hindi rin kayang i-accommodate ng kanilang parking space.
How about, okay, sige, good. How about giving free rides as well? Siguro ito yung SM na mag-provide. Kapag late na, siyempre, mga pasahero, pila-pila na dyan sa bus at hindi na makasakay, abutin hanggang madaling araw. Baka pwede mag-provide ang SM ng bus, MMDA, na libreng sakay, especially sa mga kababaihan. Late at night na, galing sa shopping. Especially kung galing talaga sa pag-shopping sa inyo. Wala
Yes,
bang ganon?
Mr. Chair.
Think of something like that, sir.
We will have it studied, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Yeah, DOTR.
Hindi, coming po from your statement, Mr. Chair, parang siguro titinan po natin idea na parang shuttle bus, shuttle from the mall to MRT, LRT, para po hindi na sila magsabay-sabay sumakay doon.
Correct.
Maybe
Nakastamba.
siguro Chair Guadis, no, pwede nating tingnan yung angulo that could help during those times, certain special permits para maiwasan po yung traffic on those areas.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we will issue the corresponding special permit para may libreng sakay or at least may sakay from the mall to the LRT.
Correct. Thank you,
Wala
Yusek
yung mark.
Ortega, and thank you, Attorney Guadis. Okay. Kanina, Mr. Ninoy? Okay, si Mr. Ryan.
Good morning po, Mr. Chair. Ayun.
Mr. Ryan,
I'm
where are you from? I'm sorry.
from UFCC po. UFCC, United Federation of Commuters and Consumers po.
Go ahead, sir. The floor is
Ayun.
all yours.
So, Mr. Chair, with regards to the safety, bago po pala ang lahat, no, nagpapasalamat po kami sa pag-imbita bilang kinatawan po ng mga commuters at consumers dito po sa committee hearing po natin. May isa lang po kaming katanungan with regards to the safety of the commuters po. Alam po natin na ang mga TNC po kasi is meron po silang training bago pumasok po sa as maging accredited drivers po, no? Ang hindi lang po namin alam is kung meron po ba kayong yearly training pagdating sa mga existing drivers po natin. Kasi po alam naman po natin na minsan yung mga drivers po natin is naiiba na po yung health, naiiba na po yung psychological thinking nila when habang tumatagal, pag tumatanda. And makakaapekto po yun sa pagdadrive po nila, no? So second po is yung kung meron po ba kayong yearly drug testing na ginagawa po dun sa mga drivers po natin na posibleng makaapekto rin po sa pagdadrive po ng ating mga drivers po. And lastly po, when it comes to safety naman po pagdating sa mga gamit po na motor ng mga drivers po natin, meron din po ba tayong monitoring na ginagawa para po ma-check natin yung mga maintenance ng mga dinadrive po ng ating mga drivers po, Mr. Chair. Yun po ang questions po na. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Ryan. Who wants to answer the question? Siguro, I would assign that to LTFRB.
Mr. Chair, may I be recognized on that. Ang requirement po ng LTFRB is before onboarding, may requirement ho kaming training. That's why before we accredit them, in-inspection na namin yung kanilang training facility, yung kanilang school, and yung kanilang area where they conduct the actual practical driving test. But beyond that, we have to admit, Mr. Chair, na wala hong provision under the pilot study na nagre-require kami ng retraining. But we look up to the Congress now if they file a law to come up with a provision which will require or mandate a yearly training to the drivers.
Okay.
Pilot study lang po kami.
Pilot study. Yung sinasabi din kanina ni Sir Ryan, wala bang nagsisiguro na yung mga sasakyan nito mga TNC, TNBS ay up to standard, meaning yun ay roadworthy at hindi sirain at hindi matidisgrasya kasi well-maintained?
Mr. Chair, at the onset, we inspect them, but for their annual renewal of their motor vehicles, we leave it to the LTO because they have their private motor vehicle inspection center na gumagawa po ng inspection on the roadworthiness of the vehicles.
Okay, so LTO yan and wala dito yung LTO? Lumabas na ako. Okay, si MMDA?
Yes, Mr. Chair, on the part of MMDA, we have this motorcycle riding academy which caters mostly mga motorcycle taxi drivers, and we have partnership with Angkas, MoveId, and a Joyride, wherein we also provide free training, technical pati yung classroom session doon sa aming motorcycle riding academy, and libre po yun. Pupunta lang ho sila doon sa aming motorcycle riding academy if they want to retrain, magkaroon ng refresher course sa pagmamaneho ng motor.
Sa drug testing, Attorney Guadis, would that be the responsibility of the company? Or pwede natin ipasa dyan sa LTFRB to make sure lahat ng driver, whether sa 4-wheel or sa 2 wheels, kailangan malinis at hindi gumagamit para sa safety na rin ng mga pasahero?
Sir, we take it upon ourselves, sir, to require them na bago i-credit yung driver, there should be a clean bill of slate, meaning to say that the driver must have undergone a drug testing and that the driver is a professional driver. Beyond that, we have no other remedial measures.
Okay.
But I think that's sufficient, Mr. Chair.
Pero,
Drug
pero hindi
testing.
lang once a year. Dapat period, let's say every month or every 3 times a year. Random.
We will take the cue from you, Mr. Chair, and since there is a technical working group that I had, we will make that as a provision that there should be a random testing in designated areas that of our choice, Mr. Chair. Ibig sabihin, hindi namin sasabihin sa kanila.
Kasi yung yung motor, yun malapit sa disgrasya yan eh. So, kung yung rider ay gumagamit at alam na natin yung motor ay malapit sa disgrasya, singit-singit, baka magkukos na accident. Kaya dapat talaga yung random drug testing should be implemented not only once a year, it should be 3 or 4 times a year even.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We will come up with a program and we will submit it to your office after December. And we will personally deliver it to your office, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, and isa pa gusto magsalita raw si Attorney John Rojas ng Right? Is it all
There.
yours? Go ahead, sir.
This hearing to be which we are conducting kasi again this is an opportunity for all of us players no, TNC no na maibigay rin natin no yung mga yung side natin no not only for the riders because not only for the commuting public because of course the commuting public is of primal importance but also from our side din. So thank you for this venue, Mr. Chair.
Okay, si Attorney Sheila Magno, you're from what company, ma'am? Or from agency?
I'm sorry. Good morning, Mr. Chair. I'm Attorney Magno from Consumers Union of the Philippines. We would just like to take this opportunity also
Yes,
to
ma'am.
thank the committee for this here. And also we would like to register our position regarding po yung mga bills nating pending sa motorcycle vehicles. We really support bills such as this because this will protect the consumers. Just one concern on our part po, yung we are expecting that rarami itong mga motorcycle taxis and yung mga fees din na babayaran nila regarding their certification and registration. We will like to inquire po if there is a possibility that the LGUs will require these motorcycle vehicles to pay certain taxes, for example, or fees pag pumasok sila sa mga LGUs nila. And if yung main concern nga po natin as consumers, sana pag dumating yung time na to or this chance na mag-increase yung mga fees nila, hindi siya maipasa sa aming consumers and normal commuters kasi precisely these motorcycles sinasakyan namin ito because they are affordable, no? If these bills are passed po, we expect po this affordability on the part of the motorcycle taxis to remain the same po.
Okay.
At the same time, hindi po sacrifice yung safety ng ating commuters po.
Thank you, Attorney Magno. By the way, before we end this hearing, I would like to address this sa LTO. Sa ibang bansa, matulad sa Amerika, kapag ikaw ay nagkaroon ng 3 moving violation in a year, suspende ang lisensya mo. Or you have an option na once pwede kang punta sa seminar na which babayaran mo na tuturo ng DMV doon, Department of Motor Vehicles. Wala tayong ganun dito. So want to sawa yung mga driver dito maggawa ng violation, moving violation, and
Meron po, Mr. Chair.
meron.
Ang third offense po, meron pong suspension na 3 buwan po. Ang second offense po sa mga moving violation, may bago po makuha yung lisensya, may seminar po na kailangan. Meron
Yeah.
din po tayong demerit system, Mr. Chair, na kapag naubos na po yung 50 points na binigay natin sa isang driver's license holder, nire-revoke na po ang lisensya, Mr. Chair.
So meron tayong ganon.
Meron po, Mr. Chair.
When did this start?
Kasama po ito sa IRR po nung RA 1930 po when RA 4136 was amended extending the validity of the driver's license from 3 years to 10 years. Kasama po sa IRR ng DOTR yung demerit system po.
So paano natin na ina-implement to? So ibig sabihin, pag yung isang bus driver sa EDSA, hindi naman lahat, marami niyang kasero, nabigyan ng ticket ng MMDA 3 times in 1 year, suspended siya.
Meron po. Marami nga pong nag-aapila sa atin ng mga drivers ng mga public utility dahil nga po na-revoke na po yung kanilang mga lisensya dahil sa naubos po yung kanilang demerit points. Ang demerit points po kasi sa isang public utility driver times 2 po. So kung yung violation po niya ay 10 demerit points which is the highest demerit points, 20 na po agad yun, Mr. Chair.
Huwag lang sa public transport, dapat pati sa private.
Yung existing po na dinatnan na po nung administration po, yun po yung nadatnan natin na times 2 sa PUV, but we are working closely po sa DOTR po in order to amend that IRR po.
Oo, teka muna. Hindi lang naman sa public transport, may mga kaskasero, meron ding mga kaskasero sa private. Mga abusado. Dapat meron din kayong sistema para sa mga laban dito sa mga abusado ring driver sa private.
Meron po Mr. Chair, yung pong for instance po yung mabilis na overspeeding. Pag first offense mo po yan 5 demerit points. Pero pag second offense mo po, graduated din po yung points na nababawas.
Kaya sa private.
Opo. Ang ano lang po sa public utility kahit na first offense times 2 po agad. Pero
Aha.
sa private po, graduated po siya. Kung same
Okay.
violation siya, graduated din po yung points na
So at
nababawas.
least fair, pareho silang
Opo.
tinatrato ng
Opo.
okay. Tama. Maliban na doon sa private public dahil safety ng riding public, kaya mas times 2 yung ano. Okay, penalty. All right. Senator Villanueva has an opening statement which she likes to be inserted into the record, COMSEC, so please insert it into the records. Unless meron pang gusto magsalita. Jared, nagsalita na, no? Yeah, Mr. Balagot.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Thank you
And where
very
are you from, Mr. Balagot?
I represent InDrive Philippines po. Isa
And drive.
InDrive, yes po. Isa po
InDrive.
kami sa mga bagong accredited na transport network companies ng LTFRB.
Okay.
Unang-una po, maraming salamat po sa imbitasyon mula sa committee. Pangalawa po, nais lang din po naming mag-manifest ng aming posisyon regarding po doon sa pending measures natin on motorcycle taxis. We want to manifest that as a company, we fully support these measures as we believe that this will be better both for the riding public as well as the motorcycle taxi drivers as well, Mr. Chair. And lastly lang siguro, Mr. Chair, we would also like to take this opportunity to inform na kami po as a company, although right now, we are only operating in the four-wheel ride-hailing service, pero nagpadala din po kami ng liham sa LTFRB to manifest our intention to eventually na sana ma-allow din po kami na mag-participate into MC taxi operations. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po.
Na InDrive charges 0% to 10%
Yes, Your
compared
Honor.
to Grab's 20%.
Yes, Your Honor. Totoo po yun. Sa ngayon po, wala po kaming kinakaltas na komisyon mula po sa aming mga partner drivers. Hindi pa po namin matukoy kung kailan talaga po kami mag-charge. Pero po, sa napag-usapan po namin, kasi po nakikipag-coordinate din po kami sa mga Drivers Association at nagkaroon din po kami ng pagkakataon na magkaroon ng Memorandum of Understanding with them. And it was stated in there na hindi po kami lalagpas sa 10% commission eventually kung magde-decide na po ang kampanya na mag-charge na po ng commission.
Thank you. Okay,